Hi everyone, my name is Rachel Spaeth and I'm the garden curator at the Luther Burbank Home and Gardens. I'll just kind of take you around to a couple of the areas so you can see a little bit of what I'm talking about. Right now I've got this lovely stoop in the back, but I haven't actually showed you any weeds in this video. I'll just kind of pause and hop around to different places and you can see what I'm talking about. In the rose garden, the grass is taller than the roses in most cases, and that's pretty ubiquitous throughout the rose garden area. Although there are a couple of areas where we had started ground covers to compete with them, with the weeds, and they're taken off pretty nicely in a couple of the areas that had the love and care that they needed before this started. We just started the ground cover experiment 2 years ago, and so you can see over here we've got a lot of the blue star creeper, and that's doing really well. So that area looks pretty nice, but we have 5 big sections of roses. Hi, there's me. We have 5 big sections of roses in here that need some love and care, and also they need deadheading now. Our first major rose bloom was early this year. It was about the second week of April, and so a lot of them are spent from the weather and the rain and stuff. So this is one area that, you know, over the course of a couple of weeks, if we can have some attention here, that'd be fantastic. This is the cut flowers corner, and it is just completely overgrown. Before this happened, we had these big plans of changing this space quite a bit, but now we definitely need to get it to some sort of baseline before we can even fathom redoing this area. Or maybe we can do it in concert with it and it'll work out great. But this is the corner of the cut flowers garden. Over here, there are some cut flowers, but it's really weedy. The shiny green weed that you see here is called lady's bedstraw. Some people call it Velcro plant, very sticky. Comes off really easily. I mean, if you want an easy job here as a volunteer, having a pair of rubber gloves and just pulling these off will make a huge difference. What they're doing right now is they're choking out all the understory so that the plants can't actually photosynthesize very well. And so that needs a lot of help. And it's a plant that's ubiquitous throughout the garden, so it's one that it'll take us a little while to get it back to a manageable. And then we're probably going to end up with a seed load out of this too, but we're just going to do what we can, and that's it. This is one of our weedier demonstration beds. This bed is supposed to have rhubarb and Swiss chard in it, and it does have rhubarb. Right? You can see, here's some rhubarb, very nice. And it does have some Swiss chard in it, but it also has a lot of grass in it. So this is another spot that needs quite a bit of attention. There's quite a bit of pathway maintenance that we need to do. So that's going to be like just trimming the vegetation around the edges of the brick walkways so that they're safe for people to walk by and also people to use wheelchairs to go by. Because we don't want all of these weeds getting caught in people's wheels. So that's a really easy job, very low skill maintenance. It's something that you can kind of sit down and just hop up and down and do. Pretty low key kind of just yard maintenance job that we definitely need some help doing. Those long dangly things that you see are giant kiwi whips, and we need to prune the kiwi. This is kind of like a lifting overhead with some loppers job. We usually lift that so that people can walk by safely underneath it. It's a really great place to work right now. 1, because it's a little bit shady, and 2, because the kiwi is flowering and the smell is absolutely intoxicating. It's just super, super wonderful. This entire bed is like weed central. This is one of those everything must go jobs. So if you're a person who doesn't really is not that confident in weed identification, this is one of the areas that I can put anybody because everything has to go. The plant that we're going to stick in this bed eventually are rootstocks that are grown for the California rare fruit growers. They will be pears, and then I think I have some bud grafted Adara inner stems and rootstocks that are for plums that we can put down on the end. So this is super user-friendly. The ground here that we have, the soil is magnificent. And so pulling weeds in an area like this is super enjoyable, especially when you can look back at it. And even if you only got 3 feet in a day, because that's what your body would allow you to do, you can see a huge difference when you do something like this. It's magnificent. Great volunteer opportunity. There's supposed to be a pathway here that people can walk that's a footpath. It's not wide enough for a wheelchair, but here's another one of those areas where there's weeds that if you just recognized 3 different kinds of weeds, you could be here for a week. And then a pathway that needs to have stuff dug up out of and maintained. And I just want to show you one last area before I go. This is our Sundial area. And before this all happened, my garden volunteers were very busy with digging up and dividing all of the Shasta daisies in the arms of this sundial, pulling out all of the weeds, potting things up, and then replanting them. And unfortunately, we had to stop in the middle of this project. We're about 2/3 of the way done. We have 2 arms that were completely dug up, divided, weeds removed, and they're looking fabulous. But this 3rd arm that's here in the front, we didn't totally get to, so it's pretty weedy. We have all the Shasta daisies in-house that are potted up that need to go in there, although you can see that there are still some more in there for now that need to be divided still. So this is our other big project that we can definitely use some help with. Okay, that was kind of a lot of stuff, but those were just a couple of the areas here in our 1.6 acre site that need attention. So if you are interested in volunteering, please reach out to us. If you want to come and utilize our space and give back to us by helping us get the area back to beautiful before we open to the general public, it would be most appreciated. I would absolutely love to have you aboard. And well, we're all kind of in this together, so we're just navigating it all as best as we can, and please reach out. Thank you.